Welcome to Win with Barlow, the podcast where we turn your entrepreneurial dreams into reality. With your host, Akira Barlow. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of DNA testing businesses. Looking to maintain momentum or ready to scale? This series is your guide to success. Let's get started.
Hey cousins, and welcome back to Season 2, Episode 4 of the Win with Barlow podcast. And in today's episode, I am highlighting some mistakes that new lab service businesses are making, and I want to help you guys not make those same mistakes, or if you've already made them, I want to help you correct those, okay? Now, before we jump into today's episode, I want you to like this video and subscribe to the channel so that you can always get notifications from when I am posting a new episode or a new video to help you with your business, all right? Well, family, we are back today for another episode, and this one is a little dear to my heart because I want to give you guys the best advice without criticizing and without making you feel bad, okay? But I gotta give you the real, all right? Now, if you are starting this business, or if you're in your first year, or if you're on the process of getting this going, then this is going to be great for you. And today we're talking the most common mistakes that I'm seeing new businesses make. And these aren't small issues, y'all. These are foundational mistakes that I feel like will slow down someone's growth, really kill their pockets as far as money, and really cause your business to stall before you even really get started, okay? The first thing that I'm seeing that is making me a little cringe is that you guys don't have a funding plan. Now, I am all for, hey, I'm going to start this. I don't know where the money is coming from, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm totally for that, okay? I have had big dreams. I'm very ambitious, but I'm also realistic. You cannot use hope as a funding strategy, okay? Your personal savings alone is not a plan, and it's also not enough. You need to know exactly how much it's going to cost to operate your business for at least 6 to 12 months. And I'm talking your softwares, insurances, any sort of supplies you're going to need, any sort of compliance things as far as like registering with your state. And then you need a little cushion for those unexpected expenses as well. And we all know that in every business, marketing, advertising, getting sales, that is where a lot of your money is being spent in this space. And when you don't have any coming in or a plan to get more, then we are in trouble, okay? Without a funding plan, every delay is going to feel like a crisis, and every expense, it's going to feel like a setback. I'm just going to be real, okay? Every expense coming going to feel like, oh my God, this is a sign. I should not do this. When really you need to create a plan from the very beginning. And of course, you can use your personal savings. I mean, that is typically how we always all get started. But how are you going to continue that if you don't have more money to go back into the savings, or if the sales are even slow? I need you to figure out exactly what that looks like for you. And for my students, I'm always teaching and educating them about preparing their business to be funded, and not just from funding sources online. I know y'all see a lot of crazy stuff on Instagram and Facebook, like, hey, I got, 100,000 in funding. Like, that is not what I'm speaking about. But I am speaking about some of those credible sources like angel investors and crowdfunding sites like Kickstarter and your CDFI lenders and grants. Those things fund businesses. So how are you going to position your business to get funded by those organizations? Do you have a business plan? Do you know exactly how much money you are dishing out every month in expenses? What is the budget? What is the marketing budget? What tools are you using for marketing? People are so shocked when I tell them that I'm spending at least $5,000 a month just on my billboard designs. And they're always looking at me like I have hair growing out of my nostrils. Like, what do you mean you're spending that kind of money on marketing? I know that in return, it is going to bring us 3 times that amount. So we're able and capable of doing that. I know that my radio ads are going to bring in a tremendous amount of business. So I make sure that we are spending good money on quality ads and on those top morning radio spots. And those are not cheap. So what is your funding plan going to be? That is crucial. Okay. So sit down every month and literally write out what the funding plan is going to be. I like to do it by quarters, but as a new business, it may be something that you need to just do on the first day of each month so that you can stay accountable and really have a system that works for you. Number two, I'm also seeing that we're running into some foundational SOP problems. And when I say SOP, I'm talking about your processes, like what is your day-to-day flow for the brand? What are you going to be doing every single day? SOP stands for Standard Operating Procedure, and it's basically just like a written step-by-step guide that explains like how something is done the same way every single time in business. Okay. So, for example, we have SOPs for our onboarding, we have SOPs for when clients purchase a service, when businesses come into partnership with us, when we're terminating a partnership with someone. There is a SOP for every aspect of the business. And it's not just paperwork. Okay. It is how you protect your consistency, how you protect your quality, and how you protect your compliance. That's what that SOP is. If your business cannot be run the same way every time, then you don't have a system, cousin. You just don't. You have chaos. Without that SOP, training is going to be difficult. Your mistakes are going to increase. And I'm telling you now that scaling is going to be damn near impossible. Okay. You need an SOP. If I was to die today, right? If I was to croak as soon as I drop this episode, my family could easily pick up my SOPs and keep the business going because it tells them exactly what to do, how to do it, how to deposit, how to withdraw, how to do payroll, how to talk to clients, what not to say to clients. It covers every single thing. So definitely create a foundational SOP for your brand so that you can be around in 2 and 3 years and 4 or 5 years and really have something that you're working on every day. Okay. Next, number three. Yep, I think it's number three. I'm also noticing that a lot of new lab service businesses don't really have a marketing message. Now, I get that everybody wants some flyers. Y'all want to wear, your nice scrubs with your logo on it. All of it is cute, but that is not exactly what marketing is. But you also need to have a message before you determine what your marketing materials are going to be. So, for example, we like to advocate for fathers with our DNA testing side of the business. So a lot of our content, a lot of our marketing pieces are for men. They are focused on men. They are barber kits. They are like shaving kits. There are the things that I use are going to fit the demographic of people I'm trying to serve. What is the marketing message that you are trying to deliver for your business? And for us, the message changes per service. Okay. So the message that I have for my DNA testing is not going to be the same message I'm trying to convey with my drug testing to businesses. Okay. So keep that in mind. You are going to be invisible if your marketing message is not clear. If people don't understand immediately what you do, who you help, and why they should pick you, then they are not going to choose you to take action with. Okay. So try to speak to everyone. Trying to speak to everybody usually doesn't really work. You need to kind of tone your marketing message down to fit a sector of people per service so that it's just easier to convey and easier to get signups. Your message should also be simple. It should be confidence, because it's something that y'all are lacking, the confidence. Pick it up, cousin, pick it up. And then you should be focused on the outcome and not just the service. All right. And then lastly, business name problems. Okay. Don't shoot the messenger. Okay. But this one surprises people when I bring it up. But your business name matters more than what you think it does. Like, names should not be long. They should not be hard to spell. They should not be, something that your community is going to have to figure out what it is that you do. Okay. If somebody has to Google the word diagnostic, or they don't know what, like a lot of these services are going to be geared towards men. So let's just keep that in perspective, okay? So a lot of times people don't choose your company because the name doesn't really reflect the services that you offer. That is crucial. If people can't pronounce the name of the business, they're not going to call or refer people or probably come back because it just doesn't feel relatable. I don't want you to, just create a simple, basic name that Sounds like a 2-year-old created it, but I do expect for you to create something that feels credible and polished and professional, but also something that's aligned with the clients that you want to attract. A strong name opens the doors, and a strong name that is relatable and understandable keeps the doors open. Okay. A weak or unclear name is going to create hesitation from your potential clients, and that's something that we don't want to do. Okay. So remember, these key things, make some changes. And if you're already in business, you can always make changes. An LLC's name is now permanent. You can make an amendment. You can create a DBA. There are so many different ways that you can make adjustments. But with the new year on the horizon, now is the time to make those changes. Most businesses don't fail because they lack talent or passion. They fail because the foundation wasn't built correctly. So when you fix the funding problem, when you have a solid SOP, when you adjust your messaging and you adjust like your brand identity, everything is going to become easier for you. I promise you. Okay. Growth becomes intentional instead of accidental. And that is what we're trying to do with our lab service businesses. So keep these tips in mind, go in and make some changes if necessary. And I will catch you in the next episode.